Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. The last day of February. This month is going so fast, everybody. Listen, well, we have, let's see, who am I going to start with? I think I'm going to go ahead and start with Sally and Nick in the bed. So boring. And I have a question for you. Does Nick work? Nick has been with Sally all day long, all day, not putting an ounce of work time in, 1 ounce. And it's nighttime now. And they're so boring. Oh my goodness. So Adam's banging on the door, knocking on, Sally, I need to talk to you. Sally. Sally opens the door slightly. I have to talk to you. And she goes, now's not a good time, Adam. And he's like looking at her. Then he goes, you're probably in there with Nick, but no, this is important, Sally. This is important. I need to speak with you. So she looks at him. She goes, so Nick goes, Adam kind of yells, sir, Nick. Because you see, for a minute there, Nick was doing that stupid what's up to Sally. Because I guess that was supposed to make him seem 20 years younger, but it made him look stupid. We don't say, what's up? Who says that? And Sally even made a joke. What's up? No. So Nick gets up and puts on his pants and he comes and makes sure, he don't put a shirt on. Comes to the door looking. And so he goes, I really, this is important. I need to talk to you. So Sally's looking at him. And so Nick goes, look, this is her choice. Because if it was my choice, I would tell her to slam the door in your face. And I thought, see, Nick, jealous much? See, because the sex wasn't that good in the bed. And you already know, you're nowhere near as exciting as your brother. Seriously. So she says, okay, I will meet you downstairs. Give me 5 minutes to get dressed. So he goes downstairs and she tells him, look, I'm going to hear him out. I want to hear what he has to say. Because Nick doesn't say, no, don't talk to him. Because see, then that'll kind of tip his hand and that'll push her closer to him because he is her baby's daddy, her newly found out baby, right? If you want to go to ultrasound and somebody, trust me, she's still in love with, and a man that really wants to be involved. How are you going to work this, Sally? Because Adam's going to say, I want to go to doctor's appointments that I can, and I want to go to ultrasound appointments. I want to hear the baby's heartbeat, our baby's heartbeat. Right? You're going to deny him that? The way Sally's acting, she's not going to. She's going to tell him, Nick, no, I don't want to deny Adam that. He is the baby's father. See? So it's going to be good. It's going to be good, right? So she goes downstairs. She's talking to Adam, and he's saying, I want you to know she says, I told Chelsea, I hope you don't mind. I needed somebody to talk to. And I'm thinking, where was Sharon? Because see, Sharon has always been his go-to. He's been the cause of Sharon's breakups, right? No Sharon. So he's talking to Chelsea. And so she goes, ooh, I bet that went well. And he goes, no, Chelsea was very, very, she was a great person to talk to. Intuitive, comforting. And she goes, well, I've never experienced that. And I'm thinking, of course not, Sally. Look at you. You're Sally. You and Chelsea were competing for the same man. Of course you didn't experience that. And he goes, no, Chelsea's accepting it and Connor will accept it too. They'll be just fine. And he goes, but I want you to know I am going to make this easy. I'm not going to be amicable. I'm going to support you. And, he's saying whatever he's saying, right? And so she says, well, this is a first I've ever heard you talk like this. And he goes, what, like a responsible adult, And he kind of chuckles and she chuckles, really, and she's giggling. Yeah. And he's chuckling and looking happy. And I'm thinking, well, for one, it wasn't funny, but they were just chuckling. And as as they're chuckling, Nick is coming off the elevator, looking at her. Now, I have a question for all you Daily Recap fans. When was the last time you saw Sally laughing with Nick? I mean, and it was just like they were laughing like almost like they were friends, her and Adam. You know, it wasn't forced. It was kind of like we kidding with each other. We buddies, right? So Nick walks over and Sally, I guess, sees him, or maybe Adam looks up and sees him, because they don't show that part. First, they just show Nick hearing them, you know, laughing with each other, giggling, chuckling. And he's just looking. And they went to another scene. And when they came back, Sally was standing up talking to him. And he goes, I got a call from Christian's nanny. He had a nightmare and he's asking for me. She goes, oh, poor guy. Well, then I know you got to go. He goes, yeah, only I can handle it. She goes, only daddy could do it. He goes, yeah, I got to go. And he goes, how is he acting over there? Now, mind you, Adam could hear. He's sitting there listening. How's he acting over there? She goes, he's fine. He's okay. And so he's like, good, because you know if it changed. She goes, no, he's okay. And I thought, jealous much? My thing is, did Christian really? Did you really get a call from the nanny? Because if Adam hadn't showed up, you and Sally would still be in the bed. Would you have gotten a call from the nanny? Would you have answered a call from the nanny? You wouldn't be leaving. I think he said that because he didn't want to be up there just not knowing how long Sally was going to be down with Adam, right? So she goes, yeah, no, we're almost done. So she walks back over to Adam and she goes, okay, well, you know what? We're pretty much done. And you know what? He goes, you look better about her after our conversation. She goes, no, I feel better. I do. I feel better about after the conversation. So cool. Adam leaves and she goes back upstairs. She's not in her room a hot minute. I'm thinking, did he have a tracker on her? Because guess who's FaceTiming Sally? Yeah, I'm just making sure you're okay. And he goes, no, I'm okay. Everything's good. And so she asked him, she goes, hey, you know, Nick, how come you FaceTimed me? He goes, I just wanted to see your beautiful face and, you know, your beautiful smile. Or he just said beautiful face, because Sally doesn't smile with him. It's all, what am I going to do? I didn't plan this. What does this mean for us? How do you feel? Oh, you know, there's nothing happy. There's no happy talk when she's with Nick, none. And so she looked at him. She goes, well, oh, okay, that was sweet. Well, good night. And she puts the lid down. And I thought, do you really think that was sweet, Sally? He's FaceTiming you because he wanted to see if Adam was in the room. That's why he was FaceTiming you. Because if it's one thing we know, if Adam was in the room, Adam would have, oh, excuse me, achoo! I mean, Adam would have made his presence known. So Nick is already showing a little possessiveness and controlling because of his insecurity of what's going to happen to he and Sally's relationship. I mean, he's into her, remember? Told Vicky, I'm into Sally. Into her. Where he knows Adam loves her. And he knows deep down she loves Adam. Yeah. Go ahead, Nick Newman. You do you. You do you, because you're going to then really Sally's going to start to see your jealousy of your brother more than Adam towards Nick. Because Adam is really on the plucking end. I'm plucking her out of there. Pluck, pluck, pluck. Yeah. Nick is trying to hold on, keep something that was never truly his to begin with. So then we have Devon and Abby. They're finishing up their dinner at Society. You know, they had wine and they decided to take dessert home to, you know, go watch Dominic sleep in his crib. Who does that? Nobody. So, you know, nobody. You pick up the monitor and you take a peek. You know, they pretend to only have the app that here's the baby crying, but we all know modern technology. Even I have one on my granddaughter. Right now, I could pick up my app, and we used to, when she was a baby, I moved, goodness, an hour from where I used to live right before my first grandchild, my granddaughter, was born, to my daughter and her husband, we all rented a 2-story house, and me and my youngest son, we moved in there. My daughter and her husband had the whole upstairs. Me and my son had the downstairs because we have a home office. We run businesses. And I had that app, wherever she's sleeping, we can look to see on the app, one's in a room. And then if we put the camera in the living room, we could see. Right now, even though we all don't live together now, my granddaughter's 4.5, she'll be 5. I still can log into the app and watch her sleeping in her bedroom. It's an app. So come on now. Abby and Devon look at the app and see their kids sleeping. That's really what they do. So anyway, she's really trying to after the talk with Ashley, where Ashley says, she feels Tucker's intentions are really not bad where Devon is concerned, or her. He just doesn't know how to do things right? And he thinks he has real good intentions for his son. And so Abby was trying to soften Devon up to be a little open to Tucker, because she could sense her mother's working on Tucker, and she can see the tension. Devon has no one now, no family that he's close to. Tucker's his father, right? So Abby was telling him, no, by far, I'm not Tucker McCall's biggest fan, but Devon, he is your dad. And from what my mom is saying, that, she's telling him some of the things Abby is saying, what Ashley was saying to her. So look, I'm just saying, look, just be a little open to him. And he goes, I'm going to tell you, I would like someone to talk to. I have no one. He says, and if Tucker could be somebody that I could talk to, I really could use it right now. But he's hurt me over and over and lied to me over and over again. So she goes, no, I understand. I completely understand. I'm not, Abby wasn't trying to tell him what to do, trying to push. She's just saying, I'm just saying, maybe leave it open if he wants to connect, maybe. So of course they go upstairs, and this is the first time we see him in the sheets versus on the couch, right? So they're in the sack, and Devon runs downstairs to get them some mineral water after, and he picks up his phone because he's thinking about what Ashley said upstairs, and he texts Tucker, coffee tomorrow morning, I'll give you 30 minutes. Now, mind you, Ashley's at Tucker's room, been there all night, drinking nightcaps. And I'm thinking, after that wine with Ashley, Abby, you didn't eat. You're drinking all this hard alcohol. Second stiff one I saw her drink with Tucker, and she's telling Tucker, you need to sell to your son. And he goes, my son doesn't want to have anything to do with me. She goes, you need to try. You need to mend the fences, make it work. And he goes, yeah, but like I'm saying, Devon wants nothing to do with me. And so Ashley said, Tucker, you reach out to him. And so Tucker picked up the phone, called Devon. Devon just picked up the phone and answered. He says, oh, I'm glad I caught you. And Devon said, yeah, you caught me because I didn't look at my caller ID before I answered. And so Tucker says, Devon, listen, I just want to be able, I want to know if I can have an opportunity. Devon goes, click, hangs up on him. And Abby's just looking at Devon. And so now Abby's working on Devon even more, right? And Tucker's like, see, I told you, he wants nothing to do with me. And he puts the phone down. And Ashley says, oh, you're not going to give up that easy. You're going to you have to figure out a way to reach out to him. And you're going to make it happen. And so Tucker's like, I'm telling you. So she looked at him. She goes, oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't asking you. I'm telling you, you're going to make that happen because I want you to sell McCall Unlimited to Devon. And so she goes, Devon right now. And she tells Tucker, he is getting ready to go into a lawsuit with Chancellor Winters. He's trying to get Hamilton Winters out of there because he doesn't want to go public. She says, and they're not letting him. He is getting ready to sue them. And quite frankly, Tucker, he might just lose. She goes, because he realistically, Devon has way more money, but Hamilton Winters is not as big as Chancellor Industries, right? It's not. She goes, he might just lose. Now, if he has McCall Unlimited, that puts Devon in a much better position. He might lose a father he built with, a company he built with one father, but he might have a company from another. And so Tucker looked like, because he's like, oh, he didn't know about the lawsuit. And he's like, oh, okay. I could be, okay. Because see, in reality, McCall Unlimited is way bigger than Chancellor Winters ever was or is, right? Devon would be gaining a more powerful powerhouse. So Devon, and it has a huge music division, larger than his, even though Tucker sold Devon his music company years ago. That's how Devon got started. But Tucker kept going, kept building, right? He just gave Devon a start, the music division, but he, I guess, built another one because Victoria was telling Nate, McCall Unlimited has a lot. Their music division, their portfolio and their music division is massive. And Newman Media could see, okay, let's go. I like that idea, Ashley. I like the fact that they had Ashley come up with that, because once Devon gets it, he's formidable, because it won't come under the Chancellor Winters umbrella. It's his, all on his own. And now he could fight, really. And with Tucker's guidance, he probably could get, realistically, remember, one thing Lily and Jill were saying, you can keep the name Chancellor Winters, right? And we're going to give you a handsome settlement, and you do you. Devon can rename Tucker's company to Chancellor Winters. And or whatever he wants to name it, you know, McCall, Hamilton, Winters, I don't know, whatever he wants to name it, right? I think in the end, ultimately, Devon is going to be the one to finally say, I don't want to completely destroy my relationship with my sister, especially if he has McCall Unlimited and he keeps the name Chancellor Winters and can rename a even bigger, stronger company that name. You know, that's like Chancellor Winters 2.0. He could even still have McCall Unlimited and take the huge music division that McCall Unlimited has now and name that part Chancellor Winters. But see, Chancellor Winters was not just about the music. When Neil and Devon merged it, Devon merged his Hamilton music into whatever part Neil, you know, the Winters came into. That's where they did community outreach. They worked with New Hope for providing projects for you know, homeless people. I even think they did veteran stuff. And Neil was heavy into, you know, things for recovering people. So they did a whole lot of Devon had brought the music part, but Neil's part was all different, right? So I say, you know what? Let's see, that to me brings more depth to the story. I love the way that's going. And I love the fact that Ashley is going to be the catalyst. And Tucker got the text from Devon, and Devon had told him, yeah, I'll give you 30 minutes, right? And he looked at Ashley, he goes, huh, I guess he changed his mind. And she goes, really? And he goes, and I have you to thank for that. He's like, thank you. And so she says, yeah, even though I had to strong arm you and, you know, pretty much demanded. He goes, yeah, that part I didn't like. But you know what? He goes, you honestly care and you have my best interest at heart. He said, that's what I like. And I thought, now see, let's go. They could do some things with this. They could do some things. McCall Unlimited is probably the size of Chancellor Industries. I would say so, which is why Victor Newman, they had to put together all this huge financing, and they were still going to get it at a break because of his debt. They were going to spend way more money trying to buy his debt. Because see, once Devon buys the company, he'll probably pay off the debt. Well, buying the company should pay off the debt because he'll sell it high. You know, Tucker will give him a break, yes, but Devon don't need a break. He's got billions. Buying the company pays off the debt. Devon will own the company debt-free. Right? Good job, Ashley. And Ashley's going to make a pretty penny to boot. Go ahead, girl. I ain't mad at you. Giving you something else to think about than dealing with your brother, right? Good job. Okay, let's go to Comment Corner. Anita says, I hope Devon considers Ashley/Tucker's offer. It would place Devon in a great negotiating place against Chancellor Winters. Yes, it would. I hope he accepts Tucker's offer. This storyline will be interesting to watch the fallout. Because remember, it's funny. Jill and Lily is saying once we go public, we'll be able to, you know, once we go forward with the IPO, we'll be able to make the arrangements to pay you out a large sum and make the that you get to keep the name. Well, look, the board of directors won't let them. Let's see how they move that past the board of directors. Because what Devon was saying is you lose all of the say. You don't just have a say in something like that. So when Devon negotiating, we'll see. He does. He has to say, okay, then I get to keep not only the name, but I have the rights to either my artists that I've developed. I have the right to whatever, and leave them, just a shell of. We'll see. We shall see. So Sherry says, if Diane was living in the house with my brother, I'd be chugging too. Victoria and Nick need to hit Victoria and Nate need to hit the infamous Newman Media couch. They sure do. Watch. Let's go to our office, your office, because mine's too busy. And Annette says, now, if Audra used her wits, Victor Newman would be the next man on your loss of victims. Nah, they're not going to have Victor at his old age now and Nikki's old age. I think they're going to pretty much let him retire. They're just going to have him try to ruin and rule everybody else's life, because he's not going to turn his head from Nikki. He's not at this age. And then Terry says, well, you know what, Terry, you gave a comment on General Hospital, and your comment is 100% correct. Libby says, the only good part of this episode was Ashley revealing her plan, just like you speculated. Very exciting. The conversation between Daniel and Lily, so stupid. The writers have lost their dang minds. I looked at that outfit you mentioned that Audra might be pregnant, and when she pulled it back, she pulled it back a bit on Friday. It looked like it was kind of a bulge above where the belt she was wearing around a black shirt and pants. And now she has a big purse. They're setting her up to hide behind, like you mentioned. Amongst all the characters are boring right now. Almost all the characters are boring right now. The writers need serious help. You should go down there and straighten them out. Yeah, that's a LOL. Okay, Medora says, Audra and her one-tone acting has no layers. No, I don't like any of the character of Audra. To me, it was a waste of space. She was more interesting when she at least was supposed to be an expert in IPOs. Now, there's nothing to her. Anybody could be a snitch back and forth. a little double spy. Anybody could do that, right? And even Tucker's just, nah, girl, I taught you everything. Now turn around and get out of here. You're bothering me. But anyway, that's it for The Young and the Restless, everybody. I will be back tomorrow. But guess what? I don't think it'll be any more interesting. But it will be interesting to see Devon and Tucker talk. So I'll be back for another daily recap.